Hello everyone. In this session, we will see how in our patriarchal society there is imbalance of power relations and how this disrupts gender equality within the family. Gender roles, as you all know, they are prescribed by society, and in a patriarchal society, naturally male dominance results. Men are given higher status, greater power, more rights, privileges, and opportunities. They carry on the family name, inherit property, and take decisions, whereas women are considered a liability with no sense of belonging. Freedom and opportunities to develop are also restricted for women. There are many negative consequences of gender expectations. Gender expectations are on men as well as women, and the expectation on men, they limit their choices and expressions. Some of them might like to be dancers, musicians, cooks, or tailors, but these are traditionally assigned as role for women. Some of them will be pushed into being muscular and macho men. There are many expectations on women. This restricts how they dress, what they say, where they go, and whom they meet. It denies them autonomy and control over their body. It creates an identity crisis for them. Exploitation results. It limits their choices as well. It makes them unable to realize their dreams, and it makes them feel inferior. Subject experts in the field classify the kinds of work in a family into three categories. First, the productive work, which is economically paid work. Then, reproductive work, which is giving birth to and taking care of the baby. This is unpaid and unrecognized work. Then comes the care work, which is domestic work like cooking, cleaning, washing, etc. and nurturing others as well, taking care of children, elderly, and the sick in the family. This is as well unpaid and unrecognized work. The productive work, which pays back monetarily, is taken up by men, while the reproductive and care work are taken up by the women. Sadly, both these are unpaid and unrecognized work. The gender division of labor is central feature of gender inequality. It is biologically rooted, but it is not static. It varies with culture, society, and historical periods. In short, women are treated inferior to men in all the historical periods. Gender-based violence results. It's a phenomenon deeply rooted in gender inequality, experienced by both women and men, but the majority of victims are women. One of the most notable human rights violations within all societies. It results in lower self-esteem and feeling of helplessness among the person who is victimized. Subject experts classify violence into three types. They are criminal violence, that includes rape, murder, abduction, kidnapping, dowry death, like that. Domestic violence, which includes sexual abuse, wife battering, maltreatment at home, and social violence, that includes eve teasing, forcing wife or daughter-in-law for the female infanticide, forcing widow to commit sati. All these are types of violence. And in this, taking into consideration domestic violence, we find that the culture of silence makes the cycle of violence permanent. Husbands know that wives are powerless to speak up or to seek help. Wives fear their husbands and do not disclose violence they are facing. This contributes to the cycle of violence. There are many forms of domestic violence. They are economic abuse, verbal abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse, and sexual abuse. Considering economic abuse, it includes controlling of finances. The men control the finance of the family and they deny access to or knowledge of finances to the wife. And it includes denying them means of income. Sometimes the women are not allowed to go for work, that is denying them any means of income so that they remain dependent on the men folk. And another thing, another form of economic abuse is taking a partner's money without their permission. The dowry money belongs to the girl, but that is being used by men without permission or even knowledge, and forcing them to be the main income provider in certain cases. You might have heard of families where the husbands idle away their time whereas the wife struggles to earn the living. Verbal abuse includes threatening, scolding, and other such things. They cause psychological stress and they also harm the reputation of the person. Psychological abuse is very rampant against women. Right from girlhood days, she is neglected, she is forced into early marriages, and she is expecting more. She has to face the expectations of more dowry from the in-laws, and her movements are controlled, her interactions with others are monitored, and even when she becomes a widow, she is discriminated. All this add to her psychological abuse. Physical abuse also happens in some cases. Beating, striking, and causing injury are all physical abuse. Sexual abuse also happens in the family. Some are given for sex trade on the pretext of marriage. Sex trafficking you might have heard of. It controls the reproductive power and sexuality of women. Imposing family planning forcefully is also sexual abuse. Child marriage, early pregnancy leads to high maternal and newborn mortality. When all these kinds of abuse are happening against women, where should they turn to? If they turn to society for support, domestic violence is perceived a private matter and nobody is willing to interfere or intervene. Mostly women are blamed for their experiences if something goes wrong, and women are expected to put up with the violence or to modify their own behavior. Mostly women are taught to hold on to marriage and relationships with the in-laws at all costs, and this accounts for the total lack of support structures for women. How to handle violence? Men, they should avoid violence and identify alternate ways to deal with conflicts. They have to understand that being violent is not a sign of masculinity. End of the cycle of violence and promote positive masculinity by sharing the workload will go a long way. They have to identify role models in real life who practice non-violence. Women also should not remain as passive victims. They should resist violence instead of unquestioningly accepting it. They should stand up for their rights. They should respect the rights of others also. And they should gain economic independence through education and employment. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights provides basic human rights like right to life, liberty, personal security, freedom from torture, freedom of speech, right to health, education, and an adequate standard of living to all human beings. All of us can play a crucial role in ending this cycle of violence and create a safer environment for everyone to enjoy their basic human rights. Thank you.